Hey guys, I'm not dead, but this Let's Play almost is. But I'll talk more about that later. We've got, as we always do, a cutscene.
Well, well, well. If it isn't Sergeant Hawk. How very nice of you and your jaw to join us.
Give it up, Plastro. You're finished.
Plastro with the typical
please,
jabs.
You don't really believe that, do you? I have only just begun. First, I think we'll start the show with some fireworks.
Let her go.
Be careful, Sergeant. It is a trap.
This isn't time, Sergeant
She's
Hawk.
awfully calm for being
You
strapped
come
to the
me or
dynamite.
save the damsel. I know how soft you are when it comes to watching a woman die.
Of all the things to be right about, why does he have to be right about that?
The eternal dichotomy of Sergeant Hawk. So, yeah. We are on a pool table. And there are lunch boxes. Sammy Sosa, not dated at all. This was back when he was still considered an awesome guy, a champion of sorts, and not a cork bat cheater like he is nowadays. And even that's not very topical, so... a little... it's just me this time. I don't have any co-commentators because... Not because nobody's interested, but because what do you really say about this at this point? I was really, no pun intended, gung-ho about Let's Playing these games at first, and I still kind of am. I mean... But the problem is that I got burnt out on it really quick, which is why this video is coming literally months after the last update. Any threads on forums that I started a Let's Play of this are now closed, pretty much, so... At first I decided that I really wanted to Let's Play all of the Sarge's Heroes games, and that includes 1 and 2, Sarge's War, and Portal Runner. Well, as you can tell, I got burnt out on those, and I left a few people hanging with this, so I'll apologize about that.
Gotta find the generator for this thing and knock it out.
So yeah, that's the way we get underneath the pockets, is that we knock out the generator, which we will do. I enjoy these tactical carpet bombings, though. Look at that, we've got a bazooka already. So, what else? I mean, look at us, we're going around shooting guys, and that's always fun, no doubt there. But something you may have noticed by now is the horrendous quality of this video. Well, to keep it as short as possible, I had a lot of computer issues near the end of this Let's Play, so as you could probably tell from the last segment, there was no way I could figure out how to get the audio working properly. Seems Reed and I tried a couple different ways to fix it, and the whole, like, timing thing, it was just all over the place, so I figured that...
Come save me, my brave hero.
Hang on. I've got to find a way up there.
Honestly, the lag of this video is making it sound pretty hilarious when they have dialogue, but yeah. I feel like audio issues have been a thing for me this entire time I've been playing these games, and I've tried several different methods of recording, different editing things, and I don't know if I'm just technologically challenged or what, but nothing really seems to be working, so... For now, I'm basically trying to put the kibosh on this and just give some sort of closure, because the thing about Army Men 2 is that I think it's genuinely a good game, and I've mentioned it before, but I think there really is character intrigue to Bridget, our current damsel in distress, even though, based on all the things we've seen before, there's no reason for us to trust that it's not a trap, and she even said to us at first, she said, "Careful, it's a trap." So, literally, Plastro is only going off of Sarge's desire to save a pretty lady. Must be the accent. Or the level of skin they show on her. I don't know. So you'll see, in this level, you'll see a lot of health packs at the end of corridors. If you go to most of them, you see these guys.
Those little ones are the worst.
Hawk, that is culturally insensitive. Can't call them little ones, they're little people. So rude. But anyway, I said a couple, but there's really only one other place like that, which we'll get to it in a second. Right now we're doing our typical around the corner shooting. Which is the thing I dislike a little bit about this game, and have disliked ever since starting it, is that I guess it's fairly typical in shooters for them to be able to see you as soon as you come into their field of vision, but the thing is that, and this happens later in this level too, when we get to a certain point, there are so many guards, and literally all of them see you, that you really only have a few seconds, and that's why I had to drop down the difficulty. So at the end of this corridor is a suit of armor, which we will need. But yeah, you go far back enough, and the little ones come out with machine guns. But fortunately, we picked up one just a second ago, so I didn't waste as many bullets that time. Normally, the auto-aim is a bit dodgy, with the little ones especially. Ah, you hear those tank sounds, you know what that means. It's not. There's no tank in the pockets. That would be literally insane. It is, in fact, up there. I could try throwing a dynamite, but again, from this angle, the aiming for that is really dodgy, so I'm going to try to launch a mortar at it. Okay, that's another thing about this. That's total bullshit, isn't it? How could they possibly have spotted me while I was right behind the Lego, and I dodged and rolled far before he would have seen me until he turned around? Like, the tank was going the opposite way, like that, and I was already behind the Legos. I mean, it doesn't matter now that he's dead, but just... it's the tanks mostly, and the chopper, I guess. It's just how they always are able to spot you. And the enemies themselves are not much better. They have presumably X-ray vision to see you constantly dodging into certain spots. I know I shouldn't be complaining about this because the fact that it exists makes this game so much easier, but the auto-aim is really just so infrequently cooperative. More bazookas are handy, and they will be for the grand finale in a few minutes, but I don't want to spoil that. And it's not even really the finale of the game, just of the level. Jeez, typically one mortar round is enough to launch them both. You'd think I would... Oh, never mind, I think the guy just shot a bazooka and killed his mate. As penance, you get a mortar round all to yourself, Boudreaux. I mean, it seems probably a bit gratuitous for me to use the mortar like that on a couple enemies, but there's really not much else that you would use when you could, in fact, just use rocket launchers for the chopper and the tank. And besides, they throw rocket launchers at you. Not unlike I'm about to throw a grenade at the generator. And again, you might as well just use the grenade launcher, because if you use those on the certain enemies we're about to see, or tanks, you take more than 2, and 2 is all you ever need with rockets. Okay, so I should probably go ahead and address the dodgy quality, is that, like I said, I was going through some computer transition stuff, and I have tried every which way to get the recording at a solid, not even 60, just something that's less choppy, and nothing is working out, so...
I've got a bad feeling about this.
As a last-ditch effort, I guess this could be a lot worse. And I just want to give some closure, so... And honestly, the graphics, as BFC ever so kindly pointed out a few segments ago, are absolutely horrendous, regardless of the fact whether it's on PlayStation 1 or PlayStation 2, and this is on PlayStation 2, so... It's not like you're missing a whole lot of it not being 60 FPS. I mean... This whole segment can be summed up by one episode of CinemaSins. With explosions, action, excitement, and the robots. Yeah, the robots were the enemies I was hinting at earlier. And they only ever take one rocket round, so you might as well not use anything else. And they throw rockets at you, rocket launchers. Graphics! Look at that! See right through Sergeant Hawk.
Be careful, Sergeant. These stands, they are everywhere.
Well, she's not wrong, because I have playsets of them hanging on the walls. Oh yeah, and this segment's kind of bullshit, because there's a huge gap where you're supposed to go from one step to the next, but whatever. We get Bridget, and we save the day, because we're so cool and stuff.
A brave man, Sergeant Hawk.
Listen, do you know where the commandos are?
Yes. Yes, I do. And very shortly you will join them.
I should have known.
While developing a
She told you it was a
serum
trap, dude.
of plastification, we also developed a serum that causes plastification.
You treacherous, double-dealing.
I know you will never forgive me. But please know that I am truly sorry. We are not that different, you and I.
No, you're not like me. Everybody knows whose side I'm on.
Everyone should know whose side I'm on, too. My own.
I swear, I think Bridget is one of the most interesting characters.
Not so tough now, are we? I do believe your friends look like they want to play. Do you want to play, Sergeant Hawk? Yes, you do. And oh my, we are going to have such fun. Let the games begin!
See, I would have enjoyed the Saw films more if Jigsaw just sounded like General Plastro.
Don't you think that's enough now, darling? Perhaps you should stop now.
No, that's not enough. The game isn't over until they're all dead.
Is he really playing if he's having his robots control, though?
What just happened? What was that?
Pretty sure that was Vicky driving that helicopter to save the day.
No! They'll ruin my high score! Let it go!
You weren't really playing, though. Notice how strong all these toys are? Regardless of that, it's time for the last level. And this is actually the most annoying level. It's the one where I had to literally drop down to easy mode because of how annoying it is. So we have to save all our friends because they're incompetent.
Sarge, I could use a little help over here.
No, yeah, I bet you could use a little help there, Strap. So, the reason this is so teeth-grindingly annoying is because all of the enemies have machine guns. Literally every single one of them. If you blow up these switches here, by the way, there were 6 of them, that causes that to explode, but we'll use that later. So literally, you just have all these machine guns going, and even if you're on normal difficulty, it completely... they kill you in so few hits, and you have to take so many hits to kill them. It's just so irritating.
Totally help!
I am, like, totally helping you, dude. And the problem is, too, if even one of your commandos dies, I mean, it's pretty obvious for these escort-type missions, where if one of your commandos dies, you have to start all the way at the beginning again. They're not even that difficultly placed.
I must be bonkers for doing this.
You're not doing anything, though. I mean, you did something by enlisting, I guess, but I'm the one who's getting all the shots.
I must be bonkers for doing this.
Yeah, this invisibility thing is helpful, really only if you're on normal or extremely difficult mode, which I know I'm not, but I'll still take advantage of it.
Sarge, man, what took you so long, man? Check it. I'm all dizzy.
What were you about to say there, Riff?
Take your best shot, you tan nerd. You don't feel no pain. Sarge, I'm over here.
I'm gonna miss all these voices, I'm not gonna lie, but for this extremely irritating last level, I am not going to miss it. So we have saved everybody. And it's a good thing we blew up this side thing too, because otherwise it would have been a very roundabout way of rescuing Riff, which would have been fine, but still annoying. So this is the last hurrah. You wanna know what it is? More shooting at dudes that have more machine guns. With our machine guns. I'm sorry if you dislike the repetitive sound of machine guns shooting, because that's pretty much all this level is. So yeah, I guess if you were a better player than I am, you could do this on expert or medium, no problem. And I'm pretty sure there actually is a video of somebody doing it online, but even he, in his video description, was like, yeah, this took me like 50 tries to do because it's so irritating. And I can't even imagine how these choppers dropping in people is on expert difficulty. But as it stands, all the rocket launchers miss you, so... And the triumphant music plays as our boys are dropped in now.
Go team!
Thank you, Sarge. Oh, Tim, that was like dope smooth trip. Major gratitude, Sarge.
This voice acting, though. It's really what has kept me going through playing the PS2 version. You don't get any of that on N64, so... If it weren't for that comedic effect. And now, the epic finale.
Okay, Plastro. It's just you and me now. Mano a mano.
Thank goodness. I was so afraid he was going to kill you in there. I tried to stop him, but that does it.
Even Vicky has had enough of... Oh.
Well, I could watch this all day.
Thanks for that, Plastro.
I hope you didn't think I was out of tricks just yet.
Destroy them! Oh, what are we gonna do?
Working on it. Oh, weasels. This is it. I knew this day would come sooner than later. We're doomed here.
Put a lid on it, Private. It ain't over until Sergeant Hawk says so.
Riff, where's your bazooka? Okay, who was driving that helicopter? It wasn't Vicky.
That is not one of mine. What is going on?
Wish we could have had a final level like
Well,
that.
so much for that scheme. Okay, you twisted mutant.
How's he grabbing his lapel?
I've had this coming. Not the face! Ah, nuts.
Okay, that's pretty funny.
Guess you'll have to postpone that world destruction plan of yours indefinitely. Yes, blah, blah, blah. Well, I would have gotten away with it. If it weren't for those meddling commandos. I hate green.
He just
thinking
referenced
about Bridget?
Scooby-Doo, didn't he?
She saved my bacon in that pinball machine.
And you saved her homeland. I think you're more than even.
Why are the tan soldiers serving her?
One day, dear Hawk, we shall be together. And this time, no one will come between us.
Finally finished it, guys. So, yeah. Sorry for the horrendous video quality here. Final thoughts on the game? I love this game. For what it's worth, it did get a little bit repetitive, and it's obnoxiously difficult at times, but the characters are great, and I love the overall story, and honestly, even when the combat's hard, it's still fun. So, like I said, I think I'll be stopping with Army Men for now. At some point in the future, I'll do Sarge's War and Portal Runner, but for now I'm working on another project and an actual LP, the likes of which I won't reveal just yet. Hopefully it'll be ready within... I'm not even going to give a timeline, I have no idea. But yeah, thank you all for sticking around, those of you who did, and until next time, everybody, yeehaw.